been. Referred to myself as a has-been. Let it fade to black, let it end like that. Didn't come to lose, I came to win. All these mean mugs, these shoulder shrugs. Came through and got no love, no word of mouth, not talked about. Life suddenly felt like Fight Club. No saving grace, no stained glass. It's a baseball bat with a ski mask. My octagon was a bloodbath. Not picture perfect, no Kodak. I stormed the gates of these lifeguards. Took what I wanted with a crowbar. A renegade, a diehard. I took charge with no jump start. Speak the truth and there's no debate. Ain't got time to fabricate, no time to waste. Can't contemplate, let's take a risk. Fuck playing it safe. These drama queens are stalemate. The king's a place and that's checkmate. They stone-faced, I'm straight-faced. I'm bored with the games that they try to play. Can't handle life, it's a blood sport. With no timeouts and no scoreboard. You can't ignore, get ready for war. Or the white coats and a psych ward. I've been there, I've done that. I've lost my mind and I've come back. My mind's right and my hands steady. Now I'm ready for combat. Another day, another struggle. Life in the fast lane. For the hustle, that's the price to play the game. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. Another day, another struggle. Life in the fast lane. For the hustle, that's the price to play the game. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. Fist, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back. I'm hell-bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hating motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hellbound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes. Fighting for the best, step black, Freddy Shopping. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back, got a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. I'm drama free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains. Success is certain, back to working. Goddamn, I can feel the change. Inside of the corner, I'm paranoid. On the surface, I play it cool and I'm afraid of heights, but out of spite, you put me up on this pedestal. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. So I sit back and relax, still asking myself the same questions. Ignore the facts, I can't turn back. God, please answer me, I'm sick of guessing. I clench my fist, it's gut-wrenching. Show me the way to the peace that I'm missing. I'm not religious, but remember this: I live my life with the best of intentions. Don't bullshit me, it's hard to believe, and everything around me is so diseased. So answer this: who the fuck are you, and who the fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I've clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half-mast. Hard to live in the mood so fast, and everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions, but where the fuck is the light in my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try to love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Yeah, I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow, enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit, this family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Tried to prevent these events to such extent, I gave in. I was hell-bent, I still lost you in the end. I take 2 steps forward and I take 3 steps back. You can hear the contradiction, maybe I really am a psychopath. The meaning in life, it's not a secret that you keep. It's days and weeks of feeling weak, no sleeping and repeat. Lose your mind and then you find it and get buried underneath the happiness, the pain, and you be getting no relief. What the fuck am I saying? Are you faggots paying attention? God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension, my bleeding heart fell apart, let it be your intervention. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me.
Welcome everybody. We'll be getting started in just a minute.
About the past, it's set in stone. I have to view it through the glass. Made a lot of mistakes, I'm learning to adapt. I sit alone and overanalyze the aftermath. No straight and narrow, always seeking out a shortcut. And in the further back, see me playing catch up in the days of sin wonder. Are my days really numbered? Shit, I don't know, but I ain't getting any younger. Not made up, but I made up. I suggest that you just keep a zip. Had to lose my brother to learn the value of relationships. I can't forget, I take myself a little trip down memory lane. It's as real as it gets. Sometimes I scare myself from what I really might do. I keep telling you, I've got a couple screws loose, but you refuse to believe the things that I say to you. That's okay, you can join me in the institute. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I am back, I am better than ever. I survived a little storm and kept my own shit together. But aside my desperation, I was seeking desperation.
Hey guys, I got everybody backstage. We'll be getting started in just a minute. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's game night, of course. This isn't regular content, game night tonight. So we'll be with you in just a minute.
Not your enemy, I was just like you. Concerned with just the victory. I used to be a hothead, got a firm grip on my temper. I'm on that next level, balanced and I'm centered. Pain is dangerous, it seems to be my motivator. I'm the type to shoot first and ask the questions later. Can't tell me nothing, this motherfucker knows I tried. I sent him messages, 1,000 prayers with no reply. Can't call my nightmares with a motherfucking lullaby. So fire up that cigarette, pour a shot that multiplies. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Yeah, I'm really sick of dealing with this shit. I guess
Here we go, guys. Let's get started. Let me change the camera around, and we'll pull everybody up. Welcome everybody. I'm Will Bird, and this is Cold Beer Creations for the game night. Damn, my camera got really dark. I'm here. I'm going to be the game master, dungeon master, whatever, and we got the rest of our adventurers. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Howdy, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
We're here. Little side note, Josh, who plays, what's his name? Josh, who plays the Dragonborn Paladin. He is Bardeth. He'll be here late, but we'll pull him in when we get ready to go. A recap of what happened last week. We had a flashback to 4 years previous. It mimicked a lot of stuff that happened within the Pizzagate scandal from the QAnon theory. Everybody met at the bar. Then we had a flashback. Everybody learned how to play. They found an enemy. What's currently going on in Veritasium, which is the place where they live, the city-state where they live, it's a fight for the truth, to bring the truth out, to let people know what's actually going on, and to show what's going on. It seems like someone is affecting the narrative in the social circles for their own benefit, and This bar, the Cold Beer Confessional, has different adventuring groups who meet here, and they're dedicated to exposing the truth. Now, since the events that happened last year, I got to give you guys some catching up. So, since the events that happened on the last show, which was 4 years ago, by the way, sorry, I'm losing my voice, but we're still here. Since those events happened, I told you that we had the States Guard, which is like the new guard. They got rid of the old guard. There's a new States Guard in place, and they're not too concerned with day-to-day life and what's going on. Instead, it's kind of like they show up if they absolutely have to, and they're real big on just banishing people. If they have to show up, somebody's getting banished from the realm, disappeared, gone, blah, blah, blah. You don't want those people showing up. Now, a couple ways you can cause them to show up is one way is by using magic out in the open, and believers or followers of the church, which is currently in the midst of taking over the state, it seems, the church of the one with the orange hair, if they see you cast a magic and you're not blessed by the church, because the church has their own magic people, spellcasters, those people are fine. But you, outside of the church, because you haven't been blessed by the one with the orange hair, you can get, if you have enough people report you, enough people show up, then you're going to have issue with the States Guard. Since what's changed, though, since the 4 years are up, is the church is actively making a bigger, taking more power throughout Veritasium. They've been approved to have their own guard. So now you have basically knights running around that work for the church, that are enforcing church laws with really no oversight. If they call you a heretic, you're a heretic. If they call you a witch, you're a witch. If they want to seize your house and land, they seize your house and land. And it's really hard to get anything, any type of restitution from it. Even if you're wrongly accused, you're just wrongly accused, and they're right. The church is playing a bigger and bigger role every day in everybody's life, up to actively confronting people who they think cast magic. Bardeth is a dragon type. He doesn't see a whole lot of dragons around because dragons are of, myth and legend and magical and mystique, and they're not really welcome here. And Imzel, who is our voodoo priestess, basically she's allowed to exist. But if they found out that she was a practicing voodoo priestess, cleric, the way she is, she would definitely be banished. Maybe even if the church gets a hold of her first, she might even be hanged. They are not into anything but the one with the orange hair. That's who they worship. That's their leader. That's who gives them their blessings. But right now, you can see in the background of the video, we're all back at the tavern. It's a Cold Beer Confessional, and you guys are just hanging out there, sitting at the bar. We just finished recanting the tale of how you guys met, which was the pizza place, and you're getting ready for a day of adventuring. You're getting stacked up. I've called you guys here because I feel the city changing. I feel like something needs to be done. I play myself, the owner of the Cold Beer Confessional, and I feel like something big is right on the verge of happening, with the church standing up, with everything going on. I called you guys here for that reason, and we're all sitting at the bar talking, and that's kind of the scene. Does anybody have any questions about the world we're in? Like any questions about like the church or their guard or the States Guard, or you guys know you need to try to hide your magic. So when you do some type of magic where you have to use your hands or whatever it may be, or say some words, you need to try to roll a stealth roll to hide that from them. Do you guys have any questions about the world environment before we start? All right, no questions. That works for me. So we're sitting here and we're talking about, we'll just go ahead and go into the conversation. So the reason I called you guys here is I feel like maybe Veritasium, the people here, the people who we try to present the truth to, who we try to take care of, who we try to keep for the betterment of society, I feel a shift, the tide shifting. They're not so much the issue. I personally think it's the church, and I think we need to do a little bit more investigating with that. Have you guys noticed that? Have you seen anything like that?
Actually, I do have a question.
Go
Is it
ahead.
kind of like the church is like running shit? Like they're kind of
They're
like the
they're
law?
starting to take over. So because the state's guard is so far away, like they don't want to interfere. They're only there if they have to be. Blah blah blah. The church is taking over a lot of powerful positions. They're putting people in the political system into they run their own law enforcement now. It would be like if tomorrow. Your local sheriff and shit was gone. The federal government was there, but they never showed up. And the local church moved in and started passing out new laws and saying, "Hey, if you do this, we're going to get after you. And if you do this, you know you're going to be fined. And if you do this, we're going to seize your house." It's the church is now running town and the people around the way they want it ran.
So these enforcers of the church, are we call them the knights or what?
Yeah, we can call them. We can call them Knights of the Church. The Church's Guard, Knights of the Church. I guess they'd be the Knights of the Order of the one with the orange hair.
Yeah.
That when you see a priest, when you see a church position, he's usually escorted with a couple knights. There was actually rumors that I had heard that the church had been attacked. Recently overnight a couple nights ago with some people that were trying to cause trouble at the church, but luckily the guard was able to force them back and quell that pretty quickly, and they put a spin on it that the reason they're being attacked is because they're the true believers and the heretics came after them and tried to run them out of town. They put their spin on it. I warn you guys, like, I think something's coming. I think the tides are about to change. I would advise you, that there's an alchemist shop in the town. Maybe some of the things that you need some supplies. Maybe you should get some healing potions. You guys remember combat from 4 years ago and what happened. Some people took some death. You guys can go get some healing potions. There's different things going on in the city if you want to venture out into the city. But the biggest thing is I want to impart on you, we're on the verge of something. Something's about to happen. It's coming. You can just feel it in the air, almost like if there's going to be like a revolution, or if there's going to be an attack, or something is coming, you can feel it, and it's caused by pressure from the church alone. How they're moving into a more almost like government, underneath the government. They're still the overall government, but they're moving into a position for sure.
Maybe we should try to get some intel.
Sure. You can talk to whoever you want. There's people in the bar. I know a little bit, but I mean, we're having a conversation right now. Is there somebody in particular you'd like to talk to, or you want to go somewhere and observe what's going on?
No, I mean particularly about what the church is planning. If you feel something is coming, maybe we can try to get a heads up on what they're planning specifically.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I haven't, me personally, all I've seen is like I heard of the attack. I heard there's some new laws. I have somebody who gives me information. I heard there's some new laws coming down the pipe. And they're going to be implemented soon, straight from the church, which is kind of unprecedented. Usually the laws come from the top, they come from the government, and they lean heavily towards favoring the church, but this is actually laws made by the church. In the town you live in there's a few small like parishes. Hold on, there's a donation just come in.
Sunday morning, we have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
I don't understand any of this, but oh well.
You'll get it. I don't understand any of this, but oh well. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, Kiki. So in the town you live in, there's one big cathedral, and there's two small parishes. And basically, this town is pretty good sized. It is the only town in this small city state. There's outlying, there's farming, there's country places, but this one big town and the few suburbs off to the side of it are the basically the only town in this. It's a city state, right? So the city is the state, Veritasium. But yeah, there's a cathedral downtown. You guys know that, and then there's a couple of small parishes that are spread out on equal sides of the city, to the east and the west.
Well, I definitely think that we should look at the smaller parishes. If we look at any of the larger churches, then I'm pretty sure that they might notice us poking around.
Sure. Yeah, especially with their guard now and what they got going on. They're definitely got eyes up. As we're sitting here talking, you guys hear a large or a quick and sharp bang, pow, 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 coming from the outside of the bar while we're sitting there, and everybody kind of looks over towards the door, and then it goes again, pow, 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 pow.
Getting up, spinning in that direction.
Yeah.
Glancing back towards you, Will.
Yeah. What the hell was that? I'm going to go to the door and open the door. And when I open the door, there is just off. It's a set of double doors. Just off, I open the door on the right. Just off to the door that would be on their right, my left. There is a cleric of the church, of the one with the orange hair, and two guards, and they're nailing up a poster on the side of the building.
So they're nailing the poster on the side of your building.
Yeah, I mean it's my building, but that's pretty common that they put up their like a wanted poster or like a city ordinance. They come up and they use the outside of the building pretty often. I'm not upset that they're doing it on my building. I am curious of what it is, but I'm waiting for them to finish and clear. So I'm just kind of standing there. I ask what's going on. They kind of ignore me. So I start moving out to behind them to see if I can get a better view of what they're nailing up on the building. You guys want to stay at the bar? Follow?
Yeah, following out to get a look myself.
Okay. We can't see. You guys are standing right beside me. You can't see. There's like one in the middle, and then there's the two guards that are clearly hovering over him, but they're facing out. They don't have their backs towards us. Only the one that's nailing it up has his back towards us. And he turns around, and when he turns around, as soon as I go to ask him a question, he cuts me off. I want to know what's going on. He pulls out another scroll, and he says, by order of, he opens it up all officially and breaks it open and says, by order of the church of the one with the orange hair, this is a public notice that witchcraft is now and will be enforced by the church themselves and the church's guard, the knights of the order of the one with the orange hair, punishable by death. We've been attacked, and we will meet this with the same with more prejudice and veracity than the church can be attacked. We will come after anyone who is dabbling in this and is not blessed by the one with the orange hair. Hey, Yori, roll a stealth check. If you're out there with us, I'm sure. Roll a stealth check, which would be roll a d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
19.
19. Okay. One of the guards kind of sees you standing there, but he doesn't say anything. You can tell that he notices you, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. They make their announcement, and he starts rolling up his parchment to leave. Even though I try to ask him a couple questions, he walks off, and now we can see the poster there. The poster there says that the church was attacked, and under the power vested in the church by the state, that they're now prosecuting any type of so-called miracle workers, sorcerers, heretics, witches outside of the church of the one with the orange hair, and that it's all punishable by death and seizure of your land and property. And they walk off. It's weird. This is the first time they've always done this, but it's kind of been in the shadows, or they've sent, we believe that they've sent, their workers or their paid assassins, or they've called people out and had the community mob them, kind of like a stoning style. The community calls them out and someone attacks. But this is the first time they made an official announcement that they're going to do stuff like this, that there's going to be an execution. The second piece of paper, if you take the first one, beside the first one, there's a second piece of paper that actually is announcing an execution today of 3 members of that were convicted of practicing witchcraft, and that'll be later on. It's early morning. This will be later on, about 1 p.m. in the city square, right in front of the major cathedral of the church of the one with the orange hair. Chat said I got a mysterious voice with my sore throat.
Are they offering any kind of reward, or is it just...
The poster doesn't say if they're offering a reward for turning people in. In the past that they've pressured people into members of their church to telling on people, right, for practicing witchcraft. And I even chime up and say, yeah, and sometimes they pressure them so far to make fake accusations. Like they might hold you in the church and put so much pressure on you and you getting in trouble to where you'll just say, yeah, my neighbor's a witch. Kind of like a out of character, kind of like a Salem witch trial kind of deal, where it's almost like panic over magic and magic casters and them running about the city.
So things are happening and tensions are getting close.
For sure.
Do you recognize any of the names?
They don't have the names listed for you're talking about the people who were executed. They don't have their names listed on this. I don't know of anybody who got arrested recently. None of my friends have been arrested recently, but that I know of.
Do we know of anybody that may have seen what happened the other night?
There's probably people in the bar in the Cold Beer Confessional who may have seen what happened at the church the other night. Yeah.
Can we find out what's going on?
Around?
Sure. You can go back into the bar and say somebody roll insight. An insight check, which would be is it intelligence? Sorry, I'm looking. Oh, it's wisdom. Roll a d20 plus your wisdom modifier for insight.
I've got plus 3.
It doesn't matter. Multiple of you can roll if you want to. We'll just take the highest one.
Okay. I got a 5.
That's not good.
With the modifier, I got a 4.
That's even worse.
15 plus 1, so 16.
With a 16, you see a table off to the side that's got a couple of guys sitting there, and you actually overhear them talking about the attack on the church. That's what they're currently talking about. You want to eavesdrop, or you want to go talk to them?
Let's eavesdrop first.
They're just talking about it's wild. We've never seen an attack on the church. He says, the church usually coexists with the people. I know there's people that don't agree with it, but as far as an attack, I don't even know anybody that's that angry at the church. Maybe someone's family got snatched up and hanged or banished. It's very, very, very weird. And the other guy says, yeah, but what kind of attack happens and literally there's no damage or nothing stolen? And the guy's like, yeah, that is strange.
I'm going to grab the paper that they had tacked to the outside.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to rip it down since they walked away.
Sure.
I'm going to walk back in, and since I'm not trained in insight, so I'm not going to be very good with that. Since this is a merc bar, effectively, then I'm just going to see if I can call out effectively anybody that might know any of the information by just holding up the paper and going over to the bar and looking around.
Seeing if anybody in the bar has information?
And saying, I can't believe it. After all of this, it's just escalating even further, and now they're up to this. Anybody know anything more about this?
Yeah, a couple guys chime up, and they're like, "It's disgusting what they're doing now. They're trying to be the federal government." And another guy says, "Yeah." And then they're talking about this attack that happened on them. Not much of an attack. It didn't seem like there's a whole lot of damage done. And the last guy who speaks says, I heard that it wasn't even the people who attacked the church. They just randomly went out and got some family that they had issues with already and accused them of doing it. But they had an alibi, and here they are. They're pulling them out. They're setting them up, and I assume they're going to be hanged today. It's pretty disgusting what's going on with the church. The whole sentiment in this bar is the church is overstepping its bounds for sure, and they don't seem to believe the official narrative of the attack. At least the majority of people don't, because they've never seen an attack where there wasn't a lot of damage done. The church is acting like this is a major attack, but if you go look at the church, there's no broken glass. There's the gate's still up. There's very little that had been done. So either it was a very weak attack that was overpowered, or it was almost like a false flag attack.
Even looking back at the rest of us, it's terrible.
Maybe we should speak to the guy that seemed to know something about them falsely accusing someone.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Perhaps we could persuade him to tell us why.
See if we can
how
find
he
out what
knows.
family they rounded up.
Yes, he seems to think that the family has an alibi.
So I will approach.
go talk to him.
I will approach that gentleman. Is it worth me rolling for something before?
No, you can just start talking to him.
So where did you say you overheard? To the gentleman, you overheard that the people wrongly accused, they had an alibi. Can you tell me more about that? Where did you hear this from?
Sure. When I was coming here, this happened. The attack happened 2 nights ago. Yesterday morning were the arrests, and when I was coming here, I actually walked through that neighborhood where the family lived. It's a man and his wife and the man's sister. They all lived together, and while they were being literally drugged out of their house, charged with crimes against the church, an attack, plotting and the attack on the church. Their neighbors were out there and said that they had been home last night, that it wasn't them, but they were met with a lot of threats of hostility, right? So the neighbors spoke up, and then when they were threatened with the same type of punishment, the neighbors backed down pretty quickly.
Do you know who actually did it?
I don't. I have no idea. So I heard about the attack the same way everybody else heard about the attack. I just happened to see the family being arrested the next morning.
Did you overhear what they were being accused of?
The attack it was just a general, the plotting to and attacking the church of the one with the orange hair, an attempt to overthrow the church.
I'm going to see if this particular person or anyone else in the bar knows the family especially well.
Okay. You can just ask. You want to just ask? You want to roll something? It doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'll just ask it first, but if I need to roll something, I sure can.
No one claims to know the family especially well. The guy that M was just talking to knew where they lived. If that's something that you're interested in, he can tell you where they live, and you could travel there. But they're not there, of course. They're being held at the church. The church has cells there. But
yeah, I'll take that route. If I can get their address, then I can talk to their neighbors.
Sure. He describes where they live, which is just on the outskirts of town. Maybe like a. It depends on how you travel. You could be there within just a few minutes. It's not too far away if you'd rather travel there and talk to some people. Is that what you want to do? Is that what the group wants to do, or just you?
It would seem like we've exhausted all leads to me. Anyway, yeah, perhaps.
Which
Go ahead.
church are they being held at as well?
The main church, the cathedral.
Church. Okay.
Do we know if anybody seen anything that night outside of this one guy?
The actual attack of the night, we don't know any witnesses. The church claims that there was an attack. And you would assume that they had some type of witnesses, even if it was their own guards. But we don't know any who made the accusation, who is there. We have no idea.
Do we have any surveillance?
The church might have their own surveillance. I don't know that you would have access to it, but
Are there any neighboring businesses or buildings by the church that we can maybe go talk to people, or is the church like in an isolated area?
No, so the church is it's a big sprawling cathedral. It has a campus and a wall around it. Out back, it has a garden and a fountain and like it looks like kind of set up like a meditation area. Then it has a cobblestone road that's probably 3 to 4 times wider than these narrow city streets you have right here. But it's like a cobblestone, almost flat all the way around it. And then there's mixed businesses. There's 2-story buildings that'll have like businesses and sometimes homes in the bottom and then homes above. And there's an inn there with another bar or tavern. And then there's some homes and some businesses. But everything is at least from the church. When you're looking at the cathedral of the church, everything is at least, if we're saying a narrow city street is 8 foot wide, then there's probably a 25-foot perimeter outside the church's wall. That's all cobblestone road. They light lanterns there every night, and it's a wide area, and you wouldn't know that already. The reason I'm not making you go look, everybody knows where the church is and what it looks like. So there are houses and businesses there on the outside of the church, which this happened at night. I don't know if any of the businesses would have been open.
Well, let's roll out. Let's go talk to the neighbors and find out what's going on and what they saw.
Okay. So you guys leave the bar and you're going through the city, the hustle and bustle of the city. You walk down the street. Hold on just a second. Let me fix something. I need to make some more mods right quick. And I'm not going to be able to talk and do it at the same time, so give me just a second. I forgot. I told everybody it would be fixed, and then I forgot to do it.
Oh, God.
We haven't had an issue yet. I want to be ready, depending on who shows up. Eddie.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, you guys haven't talked to chat yet. They're over there hanging out, doing their thing.
Hello, everyone.
How often do you, Raina, how often do you and Zay play Dungeons and Dragons? Is that like your go-to game when you guys are playing?
Yeah, we play about 2 days a week.
Oh, wow.
It's our Monday and Tuesday game.
Oh yeah, lots of fun. They're the professionals here. Let's see. Huntsman, Eddie, and I gave Johnny a wrench. That should be good. All right, so you guys leave the bar. The bar turns right out and directly into a city street. There's the hustle bustle of daily life. There's there's businesses. Some of the businesses have stuff pulled out to the front, and they're selling on tables right there on the sidewalk. Other businesses you have to go inside. There's people moving back and forth, carts going through. It's kind of where the Cold Beer Confessional is kind of anywhere you go. It's even though it's not as busy and right in front of our bar, we're on like a weird side street. Anywhere you leave the bar, you kind of go into a busy area. And one of the places you have to pass through is actually like an open market that's pretty crowded. So there's vendors and people coming up to you and you saying, hey, here's this. Do you have a healing potion? Do you have this? Do you have that? Would you like to try this on? How about some sunglasses? Can I make a picture with you? All these different things. There's people drawing caricatures. It's really busy. So Aquaria, roll a perception check with disadvantage. So roll it twice and give me the lowest number.
15 and 16. So 15.
15 and 16. Damn, you missed it. Yes, somebody. It's really busy. You have people going back and forth trying to sell you stuff. A couple people bump into you, and then you keep walking. The the market opens up into like a city square fountain. There's an area there that kind of calms down because it's just a bigger area, and then you go on through and you're back into the crowd going to the left of the building. When you get here Aquaria, roll it again. Roll perception again.
17.
Yeah, you fell down and someone you had your coins in a purse that were on your side on your belt. Someone snatched your purse. Someone just stole your money. You had 50 gold pieces, I think, and someone snatched the entire purse while you were walking through the market.
Well, can I get my money back?
You can go back to where you were just at and look. I mean, somebody bumped into you. You can go see if you recognize these people. You want to go back where you were just at? Back into the marketplace?
We go back and roll an insight roll.
Yeah, you can go back and in this market. I mean, you might want to spread out a little bit and be moving around because it is the hustle and bustle. But you can all go roll. You all saw someone bump into her, a figure that walked by. 2 figures bumped into her, but you all saw them. You can go back to the marketplace and roll perception or insight.
So yeah, because I kind of want to know what people are talking about. I mean, it's busy, right? And there are people out, and
sure.
So somebody's got to be talking about what's been going on, because I'm assuming we're not the only business that's had a notice posted.
Yeah. So the DC on that was 17 was the reason that you didn't immediately notice it. But someone stole your wallet. You're going to walk back into the marketplace, and there's people. A lot of them are businessmen. Some of them are clearly con men, snake oil salesmen. There's even a beggar over on the corner begging for change. It's a pretty busy place, but most people are talking business here. If you want to. Everybody could roll an investigation, which is based on intelligence. Roll an intelligence. Roll a d20 plus intelligence, a modifier. That's investigation, or perception or insight if that's what you'd rather do. But
okay,
I got a 19 plus 1, so I got a 20.
You got a 20. You see the guy across the market who bumped into you, who you think is the guy who stole from you, a guy who deliberately bumped into you. It was something happened there. He's across the market. There may be 20 yards in between you, and he's fixing to dash down an alley. Like you can see, he's not running. He thinks he got away with it. He's kind of looking over his shoulder. He does not see you, and he's walking down the side of a building, and there's an alley just around the corner.
I'm debating now whether I should let him go around that corner. Because what I'd like to do is use a spell, but I don't want to get our cover blown.
It's quite crowded.
I rolled a perception as well, so could we do like a pincer tactic? Like if I identify him, then I go another way and we kind of corner him somewhere?
Sure, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 24, and I actually screenshot it for you.
You know, not only do you see what she sees and sees the guy up against the wall, you know where the other side of the alley comes out, and you think if you move quick enough that you could be on the other side of the alley waiting on this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'll do then. I'll dart to the other side of it and help her pincer and track this guy down.
Okay, and you're going to go to the to this side of the alley, Aquaria? How do you guys split up, I guess? Who goes with Zay and who goes with Aquaria?
I'm going to go with Aquaria.
Okay.
Well, let's get the people with a good stealth score going to the other side of the alley.
Okay, that would be Raina.
Like Raina.
I was going to say, I'll go to the other side of the alley.
I'll keep an eye on what's going on somewhere in the middle in the crowd.
There'll be a 21.
I'll be watching Aquaria.
Okay, you're going to stand back and watch. Aquaria and Imzel are going to go in from the near side, and Zay and Raina are going to the far side, correct? All right. Raina, you come up to the near side of the alley. He's ducked in the alley by now. You make your way to the crowd. By the time you get there, he's maybe 20 steps in front of you, headed down the alley. Do you want to follow him down the alley? Do you want to? I guess if you want to follow him down the alley, do you want to catch him, or do you just want to stay back and see what he's doing?
I guess see what he's doing. I mean, kind of intrigued to see what his plans are.
Sure. He's walking down the alley. He's he's looking back over his shoulder. He just committed a crime, but he seems like almost like he's gotten away with it. He's already tucked the corn purse back up. He had a small, like probably one of the smallest daggers you've ever seen. It's almost like a pocket knife. It's so small. He conceals it well, but that's what he cut the strap on your corn purse with when he bumped into you. And he's walking outside the alley. He's alone by himself, and he's coming at a normal walking pace towards you, Raina, and Yuze, with Aquaria and Emzel behind him.
I guess I'll just block the alley.
Okay, you're just gonna stand out and block the exit, right? You're just standing there.
Yeah, I'll just stand right in the middle of his way.
Okay. Are you guys gonna choke up on him, Aquaria? Are you coming in from the other side of the alley?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my money back.
Can I blind him?
You can if that's what is. How long does blind last? I'm looking yours up too. I've got your all's characters open.
I go up to the it's the alleyway, right?
You go up to what?
It's the alleyway, right?
Yeah.
Alleyway with two ends. I go up to the I'm obviously the crowd side of the alley. I go to the entrance to the alley and keep a lookout, make sure that there's no guards or
right, nobody funneling back in
to watch any magic that's being cast.
Sure. Let's see what your spells are. You got blindness, is what you said, right? What does the spell card for blindness say? I'm pulling it up as well.
I can blind or deafen a foe. Choose one creature that you can see within range to make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, the target is either blinded or deafened, your choice, for the duration.
Okay. On a success, the spell ends. Blinded for duration. At the end of its turn, the target can make another throw. Okay. Yeah, you want to cast blindness on him? Yeah, go ahead. I guess you hit him with blindness. I'm gonna do. What's your spell save DC? I can look too. Give me just a second. Oh, he's now blind. Spells. Where is it on this sheet? Sorry, I'm looking. Armor class. I don't know what he has to. Passive perception, proficiency bonus.
Constitution, no, it would be a +2.
No, I was reading. There's a spell save DC that's like your level of spells he has to. I don't know how it's calculated either, but it should be listed here somewhere.
Spell save DC is calculated by the proficiency bonus and then the key casting mod for the class, but I don't know Emzel's class.
She is a cleric.
That's wisdom then. So it'd be proficiency of 3 for our level plus wisdom mod.
Okay, so it's a 14. Thank you. I'm gonna roll for him. Give me just a second. Okay, so he fails. He's hit with a bolt he never even sees coming from behind, and instantly you want him blind. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I want him blind.
Okay, instantly he's blind. It kind of it kind of throws him off his balance, and he's blinded. He stumbles. He's now sitting on his knees, like rubbing at his eyes. What the fuck happened? Like asking for help immediately. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just blind, and that was it. There's nobody here to roll a stealth check against, so you were able to cast it in this dark alley, and he's blind. What's going on? What's happened? I can't. Hello? Is anybody there? He can't see. He's on his knees.
Get your money, Aquaria. Let's go.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe I should cast another spell and maybe heal him. That way we don't bring attention that, well, I mean, nobody's seen, I guess.
Well, eventually Eventually, he's going to get his sight back. And then the story he'll have to tell is, I never saw anybody. I don't know what happened. I was blind for 10 minutes. He didn't see anybody cast anything. He got hit from behind.
There's 4 of us in the alley. We got to get out.
Yeah,
I'll do a sleight of hand to get the money pouch off
Sure.
of him.
You want to roll for a sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Sure.
That is a 12 plus, I believe I had 7, so
19.
19. Yep.
Yeah, you reach right in there and get it. He said he's still saying hello. Is someone there? Help! Is hello? But he never notices your touch. You steal the pouch back, right out of his pocket. You see the string that he cut. You can even see it frayed. And as you just come by, you're walking almost silent footsteps with your stealth, and you see the frayed, and you pinch it and pull it out of his pocket, and he's none the wiser. And you keep on walking by, or you stay there with him? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll just keep walking by and give a light toss and give it back to you.
Okay, so your money's back, Aquaria. You got 50 gold pieces back. I think that's what I gave everybody. If you don't have 50 gold pieces on your sheet, you should. I gave everybody 50 gold pieces, and the way the money works is a gold is worth 10 silver, is worth 10 copper. That's just the way it works. If you have to pay for something, it's all based on 10. But you guys have 50 gold pieces, and yours are back, Aquaria, and the guy's laying there, or on his knees, blind.
Okay. Well, I guess let's just keep going where we were going.
Okay, back out the alley and into the market.
Yep.
Okay. He just you guys turn around. He's like, "Wait, help, somebody, wait!" And then, is anybody there? And you guys just turn and walk away. He's none the wiser that you guys were even there, other than his blindness. And as you leave the alley, he can see again. He just made a 17, so he can see again. And you guys are back into the crowd, though. He'll never be able to find you or pick you out. So we're headed back to the neighborhood. Right, you're going to the neighborhood of the people arrested. All right, so you work your way back through the crowded market. As you get through the market, you start going through less and less populated areas. So the businesses kind of die down. The foot traffic kind of dies down. It's still early morning time. Maybe 9:30ish. The sun's still coming up, into the sky. You walk out through the city streets. The cobblestone turns slowly into dirt, and as it turns into dirt, it opens up into some smaller neighborhoods, and you are at the address that was given to you in the bar. It's there's one house there. They're almost like duplexes, so it's a lower level house and an upper level house, 1 and 2, and then there's probably 4 of them on one side of the street, and there's 3 on the other side of the street, and then there's some forest, some woods, almost like kind of like a city park. It's a nice neighborhood. It's a decent neighborhood. Nothing going on there out of the ordinary at first sight, but the houses are there.
Do we know which one belongs to them?
Yeah, you know the lower level here. You're at the address. It would be this lower level house is the one that they were pulled from.
Okay.
Okay, how many neighbors?
Oh, go ahead, Zay.
I was just asking, how many total neighbors would the family have had?
How many total neighbors? They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 directly, like literally touching the property that they live in. So the one above them, and then there's a duplex on either side.
How convenient that there are 5 of us. We could split up and each of us take a neighbor.
There you go. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You want to go to the upstairs, the 2 on the left, or the 2 on the right?
Fuck it. Let's go upstairs, or let's go upstairs.
Okay, you go. The upstairs is actually on the, it's the sides because it's a duplex. You don't have to go through the house or nothing. You walk up to the side, and you come up to the door. There's a door there. You want to knock on the door?
I do.
All right, so you knock a few times. Bang, bang, bang. There's a few seconds. Nothing happens. You knock again. Bang, bang, bang. You hear shuffling behind the door, and you hear a voice come from the other side of the door that says, what do you want?
I want to talk. I want to know if you've seen anything. I want to know what's going on.
You want to talk? You're here from the church?
I am not. I'm a concerned citizen.
A concerned citizen, huh? I don't know how concerned you are. The last people that came around just to talk ended up carting my neighbors off.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to charm Mommy and I to get some information out of them.
You want to roll a persuasion check?
Sure.
Persuasion is charisma. Roll a d20 plus your charisma modifier, and if you are trained in persuasion, then you add then you add your proficiency bonus. That'll be right in the center of your sheet down below the proficiency bonus. It says all the things that you're like trained in and or have the ability already.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so it's just roll a d20 plus your what did I say it was charisma modifier.
18.
That's the total, 18.
And let me get the charisma. It says -1, so 17.
17. Okay, what do you want to say? It's a she. I don't do a good female voice, but it's a she. What do you want to say to her when you're doing this persuasion?
I want to know about the neighbor. Are they a nice family? Have you seen anything, any hostility, anything like that before?
Okay, so they don't answer all those questions, but you do get them to come to the door. They open the door. There's a chain there. They just crack it, and they say, "What is this? What's this about?"
Hi, I was just wondering about your neighbor, and I was wondering if there was anything you could share with me.
Yeah, the church showed up and drug them away, accused them of plotting to attack and overthrow the church of the one with the orange hair. I go to church every Sunday and every Thursday. I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm not involved. I don't know what you're here for, but it wasn't me.
Have you ever seen the neighbors at church with you when you go? Are they members?
The neighbors don't go to church too often, but they're good people. They're good people. They shouldn't have been treated like that.
Do you have any idea why they would have accused them of such things?
I don't know. I tried to speak up. I don't think they had anything to do with the attack. They were here the attack went on. I don't think that when I spoke up, they threatened to give me the same punishment.
Do you have any idea of why they would have accused them of doing something like that?
Well, why does the church do anything? Have you not seen what they're doing? They're here and they're making their presence known. There's no questioning the church. Even me and you talking here, we could be arrested, put in the stockade. Is that why you're here?
No, not at all. Not at all. And thank you.
Yeah, she was just gonna say, well, I don't know anything. I didn't see anything. I didn't do anything, and neither did that poor family. She shuts the door. Anybody else?
I can go ahead and go next if you like.
Sure, go ahead. You want left, right, and then upper or lower?
I'll take right.
Right, upper or lower?
We'll go upper.
You go up to you come back out. It's almost like a little fenced-in yard. You come back out and walk down the sidewalk into the next fenced-in yard. You go up the side of the stairs to the door and knock on the door.
Yes.
So pow, pow, pow. A few seconds pass. Pow, pow, pow. Knock on the door. A few seconds pass. You hear nothing from the other side, and you hear nobody. You believe that they're not home.
Are there any back doors or windows without curtains drawn?
So yeah, well, there's a back door. When you come up the stairs, when it lands right on the basically what the deck is. When it lands, there's the door. There's a window right beside that door, but the deck goes all the way around like a U-shaped, and the back door is on the opposite side. And down the far wall, there's 3 windows.
Okay, I will go and knock on the back door as well. I'll try the nice approach before I try the rude approach.
Okay, you want to go knock on the back door?
Yes.
All right, so you walk around, you walk over to the back door, knock, knock, knock. A few seconds pass, nothing. Knock, knock, knock. A few seconds pass, nothing.
Okay. In that case, I will check one of the windows. You said there was a row of 3 windows.
Sure. On the far wall that doesn't have either door, so the back wall, right. There's 3 windows there. One of them happens to be open. You can roll investigation if you want, or perception, one of the 2.
I will roll a perception. Actually, my investigate would be the exact same, I think. Close to it. No, perception is slightly better. I'll go with perception. Another 20. Holy goodness.
A natural 20 or a 20 altogether?
Natural 20. So
yeah, these people are just not home. You can see in, you can tell everything's turned off. There's no people in there. Maybe they're at work, maybe they're whatever, but they're definitely not. They're not hiding from you inside. They're just not home in this house.
Okay, I just want to make sure they weren't intimidated and
actually with your
from the church.
Sure. Actually, with your investigation, with a 20, even though you look into the house and there's nobody home, you can see in the backyard that there is a lady back there. She's hanging some laundry up on a clothesline. But you're up on the balcony, of course.
Okay. Then I will make my way down to her.
Sure. Walk all the way back around down the stairs, around the other side of the house, and there she is. But she sees you coming, and she says, when you come around the corner, she says, "Stop right there. I don't know who you are or why you're here, but I don't have anything to say to the church or any representatives of the church."
I am not with the church at all.
You're not with the church, you say. That's why are you here? That's the only people that's been here for the last couple of days. We're a quiet community. We don't do anything. We don't bother anybody. So if you're not with the church, who are you with?
I'm worried about the family that was taken. Were you friends with them?
The Millers, the family that was arrested?
Yes.
I mean, as friendly as neighbors are, I mean, I know who they are. Mike and Janet are the man and woman that live there, and I believe her sister, I didn't catch her name, but her sister had been living with her.
Well, we have reason to believe, my associates and I, that they aren't guilty of what they are being accused. So
of course they're not. Of course they're not. She interrupts you. She's upset about it. Of course they're not guilty. They were here all night, the night of the attack. I've never heard them say anything ill of anybody around them, much less the church. We all follow the church, no matter how oppressing or over the top they can be. We haven't done anything, and just for them to be drug out of their house like that and accused of something they didn't do, and even our community, there's people that bring shame to our community. It looks like we're harboring witches.
Did the church even ask you to verify their presence or location?
The church never asked me anything. My husband, who's not here, he's at work, he tried to speak up and basically was met with the blunt end of a sword. They knocked him down to the ground, and we went back inside and locked the door.
That was wise. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to give her a gold piece from my couch for her helpfulness.
Oh wow! She takes the gold piece. She bites it. Is it real? she puts it in a spot where you realize she's wearing a dress and has no pockets, but she put it somewhere in her waistline. Gold piece disappears, And she says, thank you. Come back anytime. Gives you a wink.
I will consider it.
Okay, okay, so this has all happened simultaneously, by the way. So Aquaria and Zay, we've got 2 houses left and 3 people.
So I'll go to the one underneath where Zay went.
Well, that's the one he just talked to, was the woman there. I mean, you can go knock on the door, but that's her.
They're both cut. Okay.
So on the left, there's 2 houses, upper and lower.
If no one else is going to go, I'll go and check the bottom one of the other side.
Okay. You walk out of the center house and you come around and again they're fenced in little yards. You open the gate, go down the sidewalk. As soon as actually roll perception, which is the D20 plus wisdom modifier.
320 plus 3. D20 plus 3. All right. 9 plus 3, 12.
12. Okay, you open the gate, and as soon as the gate comes open, the next thing you hear is the barking of a very large dog moving very fast towards you in the gate. It's just rah 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 coming at you, quick.
So the gate's closed.
Yeah, you have all the gates are kind of like spring loaded. And then the dog he hears the gate. He knows what that sound is. He's coming.
Okay, so I close the gate and instantly jump back. Is this the only entrance?
First of all, the dog comes up when the gate's closed. He's still barking the whole time he comes, but he starts. When the gate's closed, he comes back and stops barking. He's watching you, but he walks back and forth like a good guard dog. Yeah, this is the only way into the yard is this gate and a gate in the back, but the whole yard is open. So you feel like even if you go to the back, the dog's just going to follow you now unless you can stealth him or maybe distract him on one side and jump in the back. But again, the staircase is open. The dog has access to the staircase too. So unless you're going to get in a house real quick, you're going to be dealing with the dog, or stealth away from him. He doesn't see
you. Can I persuade the dog?
You could stealth past the dog. You could probably persuade the dog with the kind of hey, you want it, boy? You want it? And nothing in your hand and kind of throw it. And maybe if this persuasion's high enough, the dog might run and then...
I don't know if you took them or not, but druids have like speak with animals type spells too on their list.
I do. Is there anyone around at the moment?
Other than the lady who's beating out or hanging laundry and beating out rugs on the line that Zay got a little too friendly with, I would say, but that's just me. Other than her, you don't see anybody, but you wouldn't see, like if someone's peeking out the windows or curtains, you wouldn't see them anyways, but you don't see anybody, no.
Okay. Maybe I'll use animal friendship.
Animal friendship. Let me pull yours up. What does it say?
What, sorry?
What does it say for animal friendship?
Must be able to see and hear you. If its intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. So what's its intelligence? Otherwise, it must pass a wisdom or save or be charmed by you.
He's a big brute of a dog. He knows where the gate is. He knows his owners. His intelligence is probably, let's just say his intelligence is a 3.
Okay, so it doesn't instantly fail. Bit of food. So it just says basically to...
You're going to cast something on him? Is that what's happening? I can look at your spells.
It's going to become my friend. It says here a bit of food. So...
Oh, you're casting a bit of food. What does it do?
Charmed by me.
Okay.
And become my friend, I guess.
So you conjure up, you do some type of druid woodland magic. You conjure up a small piece of beef jerky, and you hand it to the dog, and the dog looks at you lovingly.
Shall I give it a gold piece?
I don't know if it'll like a gold piece or not.
Yeah. So the dog's fine now. It's calmed down, right?
Yeah, he's sitting there wagging his tail, and you even reach over and scratch his ear, and he does that thing where he like kicks his leg over and over again. Like he's your faithful beast now.
Cool. I'll go in there. I'll give him a belly rub, and then I'll go and.
So you give him a quick rub, a quick scratch, and you're back to the gate. If anything, he comes running this time, but out of affection. He's just following you around. He likes you an awful lot. You want to go upper house or lower house?
I'll go to the upper house.
You go to the upper house and walk up the stairs. Dog follows you along, and you knock on the door. Pop, pop, pop. Knock on the door. Wait a second. Nothing happens. Pop, pop, pop. You hear shuffling on the other side, and someone says, without opening the door, says, "Hello, can I help you?"
Hi, can I ask a few questions of you, please?
Yeah, you can ask. Pertaining to what?
So just to be clear, I'm not with the church. I'm just a bit concerned about things that have happened to your neighbors recently.
No, I clocked you coming up here. I can tell you're not with the church. A ruffian like you. Praise be to the one with the orange hair.
Okay. So can I ask, are you with the church?
Are we not all with the church? The God of our land, the provider and savior of us all. Are you not with the church? Is that what you're saying?
I did not say that. I was wondering if you work with the church.
I do not work for the church, but we all live under the church and the one above with the orange hair.
Of course, and I understand some people from your good church, came the other day, and perhaps you may know something about what happened to your neighbors.
Doing the Lord's work they were. They showed up and arrested those trifling witches we had next door. I would have never known it had the church not showed up. And she, by the way, she opens the door by now. I would have never known it had the church not taken care of that for me. Praise be to the one with the orange hair.
Oh wow! It sounds absolutely terrible. Do you know what?
Wait! You said you're with the church?
No
I said
shit.
I'm not with the church, but
You're a part of the church?
Well, aren't we all?
Well, typically when someone says, praise be to the one with the orange hair, another person that's with the church or of the church would say, praise be to the one with the orange hair. That's like Church 101. Are you sure that...
Please forgive me. My hearing's not what it was these days. Praise be to the one with the orange hair. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. As we were saying, do you happen to know what they were accused of?
No, trifling, witchcraft, attacks against the church, plotting to overthrow the church. Thank God the God with the orange hair. Thank God they got here to take care of those menaces to society.
Did you happen to be here the night of the alleged attacks?
The attacks on the church? Yeah, I was here.
Yeah. Did you happen to notice your neighbors were here?
I did see the neighbors at their house. Who knows? I mean, they are witches. Whether they might have doubles or triples. Maybe they're casting spells from here. Maybe they have servants that serve them. I feel like the church told us that these people are the ones who attacked the church. And do you not believe them to be the ones who attacked the church?
I wasn't saying that. Okay, thank you for your time.
Praise be to the one with the orange hair.
Praise be to the one with the orange hair. Goodbye.
M walks away with the dog.
I think she's
take
about...
the dog. You now have an animal.
You almost got us all killed.
I'll keep the dog, but yeah, I think that lady's probably about as much use as a chocolate teapot. So let's
Oh, there's only one house left. It's the lower left. Does anybody want to go to this particular? Okay, Imzel approaches the bottom house. You're not going to sick the dog on her. You have control of the dog, so you're going to let MZL pass by the dog and you.
Well, yeah.
We're on the same team, M.
So MZL comes up to the lower door, knock, knock, knock. A few seconds pass, knock, knock, knock. And a man comes up. This is the first male that you've ran into, and he just barely does crack the door and says, "What do you want?"
Hi, I just wanted to speak to you in regards to maybe something that happened in your neighborhood.
Something happening in my neighborhood. Who are you with?
Just no one. I'm not with the church. I'm not with anyone. I just wanted to speak to you in regards to your neighbors.
The neighbor above?
The neighbors that were arrested.
Do you know the neighbor who lives above me?
The neighbor that lives above you? I believe my friend just met her.
You here on their behalf?
No, I'm not here on her behalf. Is there some sort of conflict between the neighbors?
That's maybe we'll discuss that. You have questions?
I just wanted to know if you had any or know of any information in regards to Mike and Janet Miller, maybe?
He lowers his voice and he kind of like peers out and looks at you and says, there was a couple that was arrested by, and then he goes, "The church," and whispers it out.
Yes. Did you know anything in regards to that?
I know nothing. And he keeps, you can tell that he's nervous and he's looking out his door up towards the apartment above him.
Did you maybe want to step in the house or?
Then he says real loudly, "Praise be to the one with the orange hair."
Praise be to the one with the orange hair.
And then he motions you in right quick. Silently, he opens the door and motions you in. So now you're inside with him. He's like, "Oh, well, we can talk, but she can't find out. She is a trifling one."
Do you think she's the one who called the church on them?
I don't know. She's been known to report people. She reports everyone she runs into. I've lived here for a little over a year, and she's reported me twice. And I attend church.
Oh, any particular reason? Or she's just an angry, disgruntled old neighbor?
She is a fanatic. She is over the top. She doesn't actually work for the church, but she's there 7 days a week, a few hours a day, making confessions, talking to people. If I had to bet, I would say that she's the one who reported our neighbors to the church. And the reason being is the last time I ran into her, she spoke to me and said, "Don't you find it strange that Mike and Janet live together and they've moved in her sister?" And I said, hard times, the sister's young, maybe she's going to school, I don't know. And then she alluded to the fact that cults often have multiple wives, and maybe this woman could be a sacrifice. She's a real loony person. She probably got the people on the radar, and then you know how the church does. The church does whatever they want.
So would you know if they were home that night?
They were home that night. I saw them earlier that night, and I saw them after they told us that the attack happened. It wasn't them. I know it wasn't them. But the church, I personally believe the church keeps a list of people who have wronged them, and then when something does happen, those are the people they seek out.
You said you spent time with them that day or earlier that day?
I saw them right before the supposed attack happened. They were in their backyard, and then after, I went outside to play with the dog, walk the dog in the backyard, and I saw them immediately after. Unless they're using some type of magical transportation, which I wouldn't believe they do. I've never seen them practice magic. I've never seen them speak ill of anybody, especially the church. We've all got to maintain the facade, you know that. But yeah, I've never seen I've never seen them do anything. It wasn't them. Other than, I'm just lucky that they picked that family instead of me, because I know that bitch upstairs reports me all the time. She reported me for my dog barking and swore up and down it was some type of magical familiar I had and used to torture her.
Oh, interesting. Do you think maybe she's a witch?
Do I? No, I wouldn't say she's a witch. I would say she's a religious nut job. Are you familiar with the terms? Never mind. I would say she's a religious nut job, and who knows who she's going to report next. Your friends didn't give them their name or anything like that. You'll be the next on the list. She's probably taking notes about you right now.
Well, she can take notes.
He picks up a broom out of the corner and like hits on the bottom of the floor lightly, just like thud. Then he goes, "Praise be to the one with the orange hair."
Praise be to the
This stupid bitch is always listening downstairs. I can't keep her off of me. I do this 12 times a day.
12 times a day?
I got to find another house, but you know, the real estate market, the housing crisis, it's not great.
For a year. How do you know how long have Mike and Janet lived here for about the same amount of time or longer? Were they living here already when you moved in?
They've been here the whole time I've been here, for sure.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, we obviously don't believe that they did it.
Are you going to help them?
We're going to try. We're trying to not make the lady upstairs, I guess, the bitch of a neighbor, aggravated.
Good luck. She's always aggravated.
Seems like maybe she's just, not happy. Maybe she's waiting for a lump sum of money or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't think they did it. I honestly think that the church just randomly picks people who have been reported by their parishioners at times. I saw them before. I saw them after. You can ask the other neighbors. Avoid this lady upstairs, but you've got to go. You've already been in my house for 4 minutes, and I know if you stay for any longer, she's going to accuse us of doing some type of something down here. So you've got to go now.
Okay. So I'm just gonna give you this. I'm gonna give him a gold coin. So that
thank you.
Yes, you be safe and don't allow her to accuse you of being any kind of witch or warlock, or just keep the facade and you stay under the radar. And we're trying to help your friends.
He opens the door for you to leave. He nods at you, and as you're stepping out the door, he goes, "Praise be the one with the orange hair," and he yells it like out the door so she can hear it.
Praise be to the one with the orange hair. You have a good night.
And then you walk out and leave. Shuts the door behind you. Oh, so what now?
Perhaps we should return to somewhere safe before we discuss what we've all discovered.
Okay. Where do you want to go? You want to go back to the confessional? You want to go to just out of sight, out of my earshot?
Well, real quick, during all that, I wanted to actually check their house.
Sure.
Just in brief. I don't know if they would have actually locked it up in having taken them, or if it would still be open, but I do have lockpicks, so I can get in.
I would say the door is closed, and there is a big X of crime scene tape across the door, but instead of saying crime scene, it says property of the church of the one with the orange hair, and then it's X'd across the door.
That's a lot to fit on tape, but yeah.
Well, one says property of the, and then the other one says church orange hair. There you go.
Okay. But yeah, if I can just slip in and just get a look around in brief, because I don't think that, I'm hoping that they won't have any guards waiting around here.
Yeah, so You can slip in right quick. The door's unlocked. You duck under the tape into the door, close it behind you softly. No one's going to see you do that because everybody is in their house and one lady out back. But you want to roll an investigation or a perception, whatever you're better in there, and then I'll give you the information from that.
We'll do a perception.
Okay.
That's going to be a 15 total.
A 15 total. It's a normal family, a normal house. You don't see any shrines to any other gods. It's just a normal family. There's a little bit of like stuff turned over. There's like a couple coats that fell just inside the door, and the umbrella stand knocked over. But as far as like from the struggle of the guards pulling them out of the house when they came to the door, but as far as deeper in the house, there's literally nothing going on. It seems like the average, it's the Veritasium dream, right? A little house outside of town, at the fenced-in yard. They're the picture perfect family.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that they didn't, I don't know, plant anything or do anything like that in here that we needed to clean up.
No, there's nothing like that. They're kind of the when they make an accusation, they don't need proof, right? They're kind of running their own deal here, so there'd be no reason for them to plant it anyways. And you didn't find any evidence that shows that anything like that was going on. Can someone roll an insight check?
I'll bow out of that one, unless you need it to be me.
No, it can be anybody can roll it.
Okay, I'll bow out of that one. I'm not trained.
Okay.
I've got a +7, so I'll go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
18 plus 7.
25. It is getting dangerously close to the time that you saw posted. Was it? I think it was noon or 1 that you saw posted for the execution. There's a public hanging today, and it is getting dangerously close to that time right now.
Shall we head on over?
Let's go save some people.
See if we can get them out of that.
Okay. You leave this neighborhood. Is everybody's going together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you leave this neighborhood.
Go one, we go all.
Em, are you still on that poor man's dog?
Yeah, I'm going to take
We have
him with
a
me.
dog now, guys.
My friend.
When does charmed wear off? How long does that spell last?
24 hours.
24 hours. Okay, he's your dog for the next day. Let's go. So the 6 of you and the dog, and Bardeth is there as well. He's been kind of quiet because I forgot about him. But Bardeth is there as well, and the 6 of you plus the dog go leaving the neighborhood, walking back downtown. You want to go directly to in front of the church where you saw that the execution was going to be? Is that where we're going?
Yep.
All right, you get directly in front of the church. You come down the road through the city streets. It gets more and more crowded, more and more people. But even the crowded locations, like the market you passed through earlier, are noticeably less crowded, as if people were somewhere. And as you approach the church, you see that a crowd is gathered out in front of the church, and they have the gallows set up. And there are 3 people there with they are not on the gallows yet. Instead, they are standing beside there. They're in manacles or whatever chains, hand chains, leg chains. There are 3 guards, 1 for each of them, standing directly behind them. And there is a cleric walking up to the gallows with a scroll in his hand. You're at the very back of the crowd. You haven't pushed your way to the front or nothing. You just got there.
How far back are we?
I would say there's probably a buffer of, 20 feet. 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 20 fe maybe 50 feet between you and the actual place where someone would be hanged. There's probably 40 feet between you and the edge of the gallows, because there's going to be an area in front of the gallows, like the actual drop part, where, you know, the cleric's going to go up there and read the charges. He's going to read their names. He's going to do his thing, and he's going to be standing in front. And then directly behind that would be there. So probably 50 feet from the people who are going to be hanged, probably 45 feet from the stage, 40 feet, something like that, from the actual gallows stage.
How many executioners do we have? Sorry.
There's 3 guards, one with each person. There is also 2 guards already up there on each side of the full set of gallows. So there's enough room to hang 3 people conveniently. There's a guard on each side of the gallows, the drop floor, and then there's one guy that has the handle. He's already got his executioner mask on it, and it's a solid black mask with eye holes, no mouth hole, and it actually has a tuft mohawk of bright orange hair that just goes straight across the top, because, you know, so did the guards. I didn't describe the guards earlier. They're wearing gold helmets, and their armor, even though it's plate armor, it's got a gold tinge to it, and for some reason, I have no idea, it has a giant T on their chest plate, and then their helmets almost have what looks like a push broom that runs straight, like the bristles on a push broom that runs straight back across their helmets, and it's bright orange hair, flaming orange hair. Those are the guards standing there, and then the cleric has a scroll. He's walking up there. He also has a staff on his back, and even his staff comes up. It's a piece of his staff is wooden. It's a real piece of straight, real dark wood. Up around the top is like gold, a gold wrap and inlay. It branches out and forms a circle, and on top of the little circle of his staff is a little tuft of orange hair. They are nothing if they're not good for their use of orange hair atop all of their equipment.
Scotty. Please.
Did you say that out loud? No, I was just fucking with you. So you're probably 50 feet from the stage. While you stand there, do you want to make your way forward, or do you want to stay where you're at? Or do you want to split up? It's up to you guys.
There's one guy with the hand on the lever.
There's one guy that's going to, he doesn't have his hand on it yet, but he will be the guy who pulls the lever. He's wearing the black mask with the very Trump-esque tuft of hair.
Okay.
Front row seats, 4 pieces of silver, somebody said. There's even a city barker or squire that comes by that says, hangings today, 10 minutes. And he walks on and he gets to the next group of people. He says, hangings today, 10 minutes. You hear him like wander off. And then the cleric's going to come up and he's going to start reading off the charges. He says, by the powers given to us from the one with the orange hair above, and in the name of the, what would they call their things? And in the name of the CEO of the Church of the One with the Orange Hair, Harold the Fifth, and his son, Harold the Sixth, and in the name of the church which we all worship, the One with the Orange Hair, from the power invested from above, I present to you the attackers of the Church of the One with the Orange Hair, to be named here. And then he says Mike Miller, Janet Miller, and Janice Miller. They have been found guilty of crimes against the Church of the One with the Orange Hair, plotting to overthrow the Church of the One with the Orange Hair, witchcraft in the 3rd degree against the One with the Orange Hair, and they have been sentenced. They have been found guilty. They have been measured and weighed, and they have been found guilty and sentenced to death. And when he does that, He rolls the scroll up. He puts it back in. He's got a waistband. He puts it back in his waistband. He takes his staff and he taps it once. He's a cleric, so when he taps his staff, you see a little bit of orange, almost like magical energy just from the staff. It runs up and down from his hand. It goes up to and almost like manifests in the circle that's in his staff from the where the wood branches below the orange hair, and it even spreads out a little bit on the stage. You can tell he's clearly a magical, a spellcaster, blessed by the one with the orange hair. He taps it, a little bit of energy goes off, and then he looks directly at the 3 guards who have the 3 people right there at the bottom of the stage, and one of the guards takes his hand and just shoves Mike Miller. And when he shoves him, he takes a step forward, and then he drops his head and starts walking up the stairs, and they're going to go one by one up the stairs.
Even looking to the rest of the group, I think that we should split up and try to circle around, try to get to the stage, and hope that whenever a fight breaks out, then the crowd scatters, because I know
A lot of innocent people.
there are way too many people here.
Yeah, there's probably 300 people there, I would say, maybe a little bit more, probably 300 people there to watch. Kids running around cheering. Somebody's making popcorn over there. Some dumbass brought those 2 balloons that you inflate and then beat together, and they go wing, 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 wing. He's over there cheering. Popcorn's popping. You can smell it. Somebody's selling back scratchers as he walks by. It's almost like a baseball game.
Awesome.
I like the way you said awesome. So they begin slowly. They know it is Mike and his guard, then it is Janet and his guard, or her guard, and then it is Janice, I think is what I called the last one, and her guard. And they start walking up the stairs one by one. Mike breaks off the top of the stairs, and he stops for a moment and looks out to the crowd, only to be immediately met with a hard shove on his shoulder, which he throws his head back around, looks back down at the ground, and starts shuffling his feet. You can hear the chains, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Every time he steps, he's got leg chains on and chains on his head, or on his hands, and he walks over to in front of his spot where he stopped and turned to face the crowd. The next person comes up that stopped, turned to face the crowd. That would be Janet. And then Janice is brought up and turned to face the crowd.
Is the person...
Sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, is the person that is pulling the lever, is he armed?
The person that is pulling the lever is not actually armed, but just behind him is not only an executioner's sword, but an executioner's axe. Those are the tools of his trade. So he has no weapons on him, but if he turned around, stuck there in the wood, the sword's in a holder and the axe is just like stuck in a block of wood, or an executioner's axe, and a two-handed, like a great sword, like a big two-handed sword, and it's in a holder. Those are his, those are his tools. You guys have seen a public execution before. That's just because they picked hanging this time doesn't mean they won't lop somebody's head off in a heartbeat.
The platform that they're on, maybe I missed this in the description. Is it a closed platform, as in can we see through the bottom, or not?
You cannot. Actually, are you sneaking around the back? Is that what you guys decided to do to get away from the crowd? Decide where you're going to be at, and then I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm wanting to. I'm wanting to sneak around and then essentially have everybody try to pincer around. Obviously, if everybody wants to do something else, then I'm not going to make everybody do something just because I suggested it. But
so I think it's a good idea to. I'm happy to push my way to the front of the crowd, me and the dog. And get to the front of the stage.
You're on the front of the stage. You want to be at the side, Raina?
Yeah.
Aquaria, where do you want to be?
Right side.
Right side.
Look to the left.
Left side. Aquaria, where do you want to be?
I actually want to be in the front.
Okay, so you and Shashar at the front, and Zay, where do you want to be?
I think I'm going to stay back away from the stage, so kind of in the back of the crowd, because I'm going to try to do something to make them disperse. Not to mention, a lot of my spells have a really far range.
Okay, so you want to be in range of your spells, but not up close, right?
Yeah, specifically, my fireball has a range of like 300 feet.
And so Raina on the right, Imzel on the left. I'm going to say that Bardith comes up to center stage. So we got 3 center stage, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Now, Raina, you can roll perception if you want to.
Okay.
Well, maybe I should move. Should I move because there's 3 people? So we're gonna need 3 people to get the 3 people out of there.
Yeah, I mean, you can move if you want to. You 3 are right up front row. Some people are even pissed because you like cut line, and they had been waiting there for the last hour. So
I'm gonna go to the side. Yeah.
Which side, left or right? The stairs are on the left, by the way, but this platform with a let's say probably a 13 or higher athletics check, you're going to be able to jump right up on it with and let's say a 10 or higher, a 10 to 13, you're going to jump, but you're going to be knelt down. You're going to have to use some movement to stand up. But the stairs are on the left of it. That's where they came up from.
What does the structure hanging apparatus consist of? Like how they be?
It's actually Rainy, go ahead and roll that percent. Did you already roll perception?
It's a 22.
Okay, on a 22, the front of the stage is closed off. The right side of the stage is closed off. The back is open. You can see underneath. You can see the supports. You can see everything. The side with the steps on it is closed except for the steps. If you rolled a good enough agility, you could sneak in between the steps and the stage. There is an opening where the runner for the step is, but the back is open. The beam that goes up is on each side there's 2 probably 8x8 posts that go up, and they're some type of hardwood, and then they're on each side there's 2, so there's 2 here and 2 there, and then there's one main post that runs all the way across, stretches the length, and it's pretty big. It's probably like, I use inches, you'll have to change it over, but it's probably 2 foot by 2 foot. It's a huge fucking post that runs across, and up there, not only are they anchored and tied off into like an anchor bolt, but just in case for some reason the anchor bolt fails or whatever, it's also the rope is wrapped around the post and tied off as well. And then they're standing on 3 platforms that when he pulls a lever, the platform's going to drop out from under them. And there's enough slack in the rope that you can tell they'll probably fall about 18 inches, not quite 2 foot, and that's where they'll fall to and stop, and that's where they'll be hanged. So the executioner, I told you he didn't have his hand on his handle. The executioner comes over to each one, and when he comes up to Mike, the guard steps out of the way. He takes the rope out, he slips it over Mike's neck, and then he starts towards Janet. And when he gets to Janet, and the guard replaces that person standing right behind Mike. Then he gets to Janet, the guard moves out of the way. He takes the rope. It's already got a noose tied in it. He puts it over Janet's head. He doesn't leave it loose. He cinches it up to where it's like touching skin, right? And then he steps away. Guard replaces him, and he goes the last one, Janice. When he goes to take the rope to slip it over her head, she kind of turns, and he gives her a quick elbow right to the back of the head. She doesn't fall, but he gets her attention, and then when she raises back up, he slips it over her head and pulls it even tighter, to where you can tell that she's not dying, but she's definitely uncomfortable, maybe even got a little bit of rope burn, and then he starts walking back to the handle.
I want to make the entire stage, it's not a stage, but the entire platform a zone of truth.
A zone of truth. Yeah. Let me see your. Let me see your spell. I'll grab it right quick. I'll freeze time while I'm doing this. By the way, nothing's happening. Zone of Truth. You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on one point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time or on a turn or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the creature can't speak a deliberate lie within the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its save. So you're going to personally know whether they pass or fail. An affected creature is aware that the spell, and then are you casting? So you're casting Zone of Truth.
Yes.
All right. So when you roll a stealth check, first of all, which you know how to roll stealth, it is a D20 plus dexterity, I believe. Yeah. Plus dexterity modifier and your proficiency modifier if you're trained in stealth.
My stealth, I have a 7, and then +3 is
a 10.
Yeah.
You when you go to you go to cast your spell, you are on the left side of the stage. When you go to cast your spell, instantly the cleric looks over to you. And one of the guards, the guard closest to you, and the executioner all see your hands move. They see is it semantic and what does it say how you cast your spell? What are the components? Verbal and semantic. They see your mouth mumble even if they can't hear you. They see you move your hands in a certain way. You go to cast the spell, and everybody needs to roll initiative because they saw it and they're going to know. That's where we roll initiative for combat.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. We wanted it to go to initiative anyway.
19. Do I add anything to it?
Yeah, there's literally a plus to initiative. AQ, Joshua, Zay, Raina,
23 for me.
Zell. It should be right underneath your proficiency bonus if anybody else is looking for it. Aquaria, you got a 23?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
19.
19 for Mzel.
20.
20 for Raina. Bardeth got a 16. Shashar.
You're muted.
23. Did you mute yourself? M?
I did mute myself. I got a 19. I got a 19.
A 19?
See my...
Oh, underneath your proficiency bonus, there should be a thing that says initiative. It'll be plus or minus or whatever.
I just saw it, but I've lost
right
it.
in the middle.
Plus
Yep.
2. Yeah.
So a 21?
Yeah, 21.
So hold on just a second. That's something I can settle later. So, you're on the right. These people already have nooses. It's already tightened up. The executioner's on his way back to the handle. The guards are standing there behind their people. Raina's on the right. Queria and Imzel are on the left. Shashar and Bardeth are standing right up front, and Zay is held back in the crowd. And over on the left side, where the crowd kind of thins out, when you go to cast your spell, not only do a couple people move, but as soon as you wave your hands and actually your staff. You take your staff and you spin it once, your grip tightens a little bit on it, and you go to lift it up and mumble some words, some voodoo words, and as soon as you do, your staff starts to light up with a little bit of like reddish purple energy, and the cleric who read off the script, the executioner and the guard closest to you, plus the guard that's just standing at their post, because there were 2 guards on stage already on that side, all immediate look at you, and the cleric is going to try to cast a counter spell to counter your spell, but that'll all be next week is where we'll start out with the battle at the gallows and Veritasium episode 3, the battle at the gallows. And that's it for tonight, guys. I think it's going to be fun. That ended up at 8:05. I think that's a good way to do it. We'll do the investigation and then a battle, and then you'll get a little bit done on the battle episode, but not a whole lot. And then there'll be another investigation episode, and then I think that worked out good. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah. It's a nice cliffhanger.
Left it, on a cliffhanger. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Oh yeah, I think it'll work out good. But next Friday we'll decide what happens at the gallows, and we'll see. Clearly, they know that. I was going to tell you earlier, MZL, you got to be real careful because you got like face tattoos and you're carrying around a staff with a fucking snake and shit. They're already eyeing you a little bit. That's why you did a perception check earlier when the guard was nailing up the thing. If you would have failed, a stealth check. If you'd have failed that stealth check, he was gonna say something to you in the crowd because you looked voodoo-y. But yeah, you guys did a good job. You're there to save the Millers. And we'll pick up there next week. Everybody check out M's channel, Shishar Romethian, M's channel, and all the rest of the people you can find in my chat, M's chat, Discord, Telegram, wherever you want to find us. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the episode tonight. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. You guys got anything to say before we leave?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
We'll
for
see.
joining us on this journey.
That's right. We'll see you next week at 6 p.m. On Cold Beer Creations. Thank you guys for joining us, and I'll play some outro music and then kill this. Give me just a second to get some music up. Here we go. See you on the next one, guys. Thank you for the donation that come in. I think we had 1 or 2 donations, and thank you for the people who joined us. Here we go.
Like he's King Kong, starving for attention, I'm gonna make your gut burst. I'll be your Huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people ain't
Okay.
What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. Live-on's an alcoholic. Oh, give me oh my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, shit and runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience, it's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reasons with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird, motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts, cause you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle, because that's really pathetic. But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well listen bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believers? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like fool in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? It's a... Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is my mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking, he was doing so well. It's all over, hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, 2nd string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, sending runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience, it's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet.
You don't have those guts, cause you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement. And I won't even give out your dime store handle, because that's really pathetic.